Ugh. Raise your hand if you're tired of hearing, it's a new decade. Hi friends, welcome to episode 106 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and I'm coming to you today from my home in Central Florida. And today is Sunday, January 12th, I think. Let's check that. Yes, Sunday, January 12th. It's been so long since I filmed a proper podcast that I forget what I'm supposed to say at the beginning. Oh, did I say my name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as the Dear Tani? I don't think I said that, but that's where you can find me. There's Tootie and Kiva just walked by. But welcome to a new year. I hope that your holiday season or winter break or festive end of the year shenanigans were pleasant. Yeah, I successfully completed vlogmas. I'll say successfully, mostly. The vlogmas that, excuse me, got a little choked up. The vlogmas that I do from December 1st to January 1st because I also celebrate Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa goes from December 26th to January 1st. I recorded every single day except for January 1st because that day was kind of a mess. But I did record a final vlog, which was technically January 2nd, but it's fine. Basically did the same thing. So since I didn't record any podcasts during the month of December, and that was just for lack of time and energy. Okay, just checking on the dogs. So yeah, admin. Throughout December, well, halfway through November, throughout December, I was running the Mr. Grinch Mal. I feel like I dropped the ball on it with like interacting and stuff like that as much as I could, as much as I was hoping that I would. I did do some interaction and stuff. I was able to comment on people's posts and stuff like that, mostly on Instagram. I think I did set up the finished objects thread on Ravelry. Hopefully I did. If I did not, I'm gonna set it up, and if you finished anything for the Mr. Grinch Mal, post your stuff over there because I am going to do a prize drawing. So I'm gonna wait probably until some point in the middle of this week to draw the actual winners, just to give you guys even more time, because the make-along was supposed to end December 31st. So you guys had like 2 extra weeks. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I do have the prizes. We got some really awesome prize donations, which I will show you. The first donations, which are on top of my pile of yarn, are from Mars of Hey Brownberry. She donated these pens. These are enamel pens from her shop. They say yarn on board, and they're like good hefty pens. They've got the 2 stick posts. We're gonna go with posts. They got 2 posts on the back, so very secure. Side note, if you are a collector of enamel pens, things like that, get yourself some locking pen backs, because I have lost 2 pens over the span of my collecting of these pens, and both of them were space pens. We're not even gonna go there because it really hurts me on the inside. But if I had locking pen backs, they would still be in my life. But yeah, if you like putting these on like your project bags or tote bags, backpacks, whatever like that, get yourself some locking pin bags. I got a pack of them from Amazon. They're pretty cheap. Do yourself a favor. So those are part 1 of our giveaway, and I'm going to do one giveaway for the Ravelry, or one prize for the Ravelry thread and one prize for Instagram. Then I received some yarn from Fog and Pine Fibers. She sent me a skein of her fingering weight yarn, and this colorway is Sunlit Leaves, and it is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 436 yards to 100 grams. Hi Kiva, welcome to the party. So that's that. And then she also sent me this one, and this is lace fluff, which is 74% baby suri and 26% silk. It is 328 yards to 50 grams. So these two will be the yarn for one of the giveaways, one of the giveaway prizes. And then I have another skein of the lace fluff, and that will go with these. And these are Gazelle yarn. It's 48% merino, 25% polyamide, and 27% polyacryl. And these have, like, you're not going to be able to see it, but there's like a little bit of shimmer to them. So there will be 2 skeins of these, so it'll be 100 grams of this, it's fingering weight, and then 1 skein of this. Hold it over here so you can see it. That's going to be the yarn for one prize pack, and then this one, the yarn for the second prize pack. And then I make bags, so of course there had to be bags. I have these 2 bags. Now they're not finished, and they're kind of special, okay? So we've got this one. This is my small size bag. It's, I would say, like sock size, small shawl size. Yeah, small shawl size, you know, like a 1 or 2 skein project size. And of course it's Grinchy. But what makes this one special, well, both of them, which makes them special to me, is that the lining fabric that I used is a recycled fabric that I got from a thrift store when I lived in Alabama. And this was from one of my favorite thrift stores, and I'm pretty sure this is all of the fabric I have left of this. So send a little bit of Alabama to somebody with this bag. And then the second one is my medium size bag, which looks like this. So probably, you know, your average shawl size. I don't know, small sweater, lace weight, I don't know. You do you. Whatever you want to put in this bag, fill it up. I feel like when you have a project bag and it's completely full of your project, that's the best thing ever. Plus it doubles as a pillow for when you need to take an afternoon nap. Okay, just making sure Tootie's still over there. So one of the prizes will get this one, the other prize will be that one. You got your yarns, you got your pins, and that is all she wrote. So I am going to be pulling the 2 winners. And since it has been so long since the end of the actual end of the make along, I am going to send messages out to the 2 winners just to let them know that they've won. I'll also put their names here. Dun, dun, dun. Anywho, I think that's everything for that is not everything for admin. We have another giveaway. So I received a message from Snickerdoodle Knits saying that she would like to gift me a copy of one of her new shawl patterns. So I was looking at them, and she has this one called the Hope Shawl. And if you are a viewer of the podcast, you know that I am here, present and accounted for anything uplifting and hopeful, like things that just like bring that energy into my space, and I want to share that energy into your space. So when I saw that one of them was the Hope Shawl, I was like, oh, well, that's definitely the one that I want. So she gave me a copy of it, and she also is giving a copy to one of you. So I am going to set up a Ravelry thread for this giveaway. And there'll be a prompt over there, so all you have to do is answer the prompt, and you will be in for the drawing for a copy of the Hope Shawl. I will put in a picture of it here. That way, so you can see what it looks like, and if that's something that you really want, go ahead and join in that giveaway. So big thanks to Snickerdoodle Knits for one, offering this shawl pattern as a prize, but also, or as a giveaway rather, but also for the whole collection. I think the collection is 4 different shawls, and each one of them is like built around a principle. And I think that's just a beautiful idea. The idea of having a thing that whenever you're making it, you're thinking about whatever it stands for. Like whenever I get to knit the Hope Shawl, I'm going to be thinking about, this is to make me feel hopeful, you know, and then whenever I wear it, this is my hopeful shawl, you know. So I love that idea. So yeah, if you are interested in being in for the drawing for the Hope Shawl, it's over on Ravelry. There's a link to the Ravelry group down below. I also forgot to thank you guys for being here. I'm rusty. I told you guys, it's been like a whole month. Yeah, a whole month since I've recorded a proper sit-down podcast, and y'all just forgive me, okay? Just forgive me. Now, that is everything for admin. So let's get into finished objects. I have 1 million. And by 1 million, I mean 5? 6. I have 6 finished objects. So, I want to show you guys. I'm so excited right now, guys. I cannot contain the level of excitement that I have right now, because my When the Grinch Met Gigi socks are done, and I have not worn them because I wanted them to be all nice and pristine when I showed them on the podcast, but baby, I love them so much. So here's the first one, and my idea was that the toe and the heel look like Santa hats. Right? Like, you see where I'm going, right? And if you watched Vlogmas, you know that at the beginning I was considering a little embroidery, which I went ahead and did. I love this so much! Look at his little face! I am so stinking proud of this sock, guys. Like really, I'm like insanely proud of this. Yeah. So there they are, my finished When the Grinch Met Gigi socks. So if you are new, the reason that these are called When the Grinch Met Gigi is because I bought this yarn, the orange and the green. Actually, I didn't buy the orange. Did I buy the orange? No, that was a a freebie. I bought the green yarn when I went to Four Pearls, which is a yarn store in Winter Haven, Florida. I went down there to meet Gigi of Gigi Made It, and they were giving away this one of the, like, this yarn. This was I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember this colorway name, but this orange and this green are by everything is falling out of my head right now. Emma's Yarn. The green is called Just Add Salt, and the orange is, no, I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. So yeah, finished socks. Now I'm able to wear them. I did, can you stop yelling? Toot, be quiet please. Thanks. I knit them, like I knit from, hey, come here, Judy, come here, come here, listen to my words, come over here, come sit down, you're having a moment. Oh, you're warm. Sit. Your internet friends have not seen you in so long. You miss being on the internet? You miss being on the show? Tootie, I think you were the favorite of Vlogmas. Anyway, I knit these cuff down. I did afterthought heels using the Kirby Werby method. Finished object number 1. Super excited about it. Now I can wear them, and every time I look down, I'll see Mr. Grinch's face smirking up at me, and it's gonna make me so happy. So happy. The next finished object that I have is a finished shawl and a finished pattern. So this is my Just Feel Festive shawl. So someone asked, because, oh, I guess I should show it to you guys so that you can experience it before I start chitter chattering around about it. So someone asked if I'm doing a series of the Just Feel ... because I have the Just Feel Better shawl and now Just Feel Festive. I don't know. So the reason that I went Just Feel Festive with this is because all of these, well, most of these yarn colors are from my advent calendars that I had for December. I had one advent calendar that I put together using minis that I got from Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted, and I was gifted an advent calendar by Caroline of the Knitting Vicariously podcast, which was amazing, and I am still eating on the chocolate. Yes. Anyway, so all of these yarns, except for like 2, are from those advent calendars. So that was the festiveness. Now, I felt like it's basically the same kind of idea as my Just Feel Better shawl, which is a granny stripe shawl. It's triangular shaped, granny stripe, meant to just be plain crocheting. It's not meant to take a lot of brain power. It's not meant to be like, I need to check the pattern. Like, once you've got the idea, like, of when you do the increases, you can just go for however big you want, whatever kind of color pattern you want. It's yours. Personalize it. You can do it in different weights. Have a ball. So that's kind of the same thing I went for with this. I wanted something that I could just work on whenever I was hanging out with family, and to keep my hands busy, as well as something that would show off the different colors. So as you saw when I was holding it up, the stripes are diagonal. So it took me a little bit to work out how to create that. And when you first start it, it doesn't look like it's going diagonal at all. Like, I'm pretty sure this is my starting edge. I'm pretty sure I got up to like here before I was like, okay, it's working. So yeah, I love this shawl. I have been wearing it every morning on my way to work, which is another thing that I will talk to you guys about in life and whatnot at the end. But I love it. The yarns that I used were fingering weight. I had 20 gram minis. They were fingering weight, and I held them double. So essentially it's like a DK weight. But just like the Just Feel Better shawl, do what you want. Do whatever weight you want. It's basically a recipe for creating the shape, and then you do you, boo. Make it your own. I love this so much. Zelda from does she have a channel name, or is it just Zelda NRJ3? She sent me a picture of these like this set of minis that she has, and she was like, oh, I'm thinking about using these for the Just Feel Festive shawl, but it's worsted weight, so it's going to be bigger. I was like, I want to see it in worsted weight. Somebody on Instagram has already completed one, and I think theirs is bulky. Her pictures just look so snuggly. If I did not live in Florida, I would make a bulky weight Just Feel Festive. But because I'm in Florida, I would definitely pass out from the heat. As you guys can see, the sun is blazing, and it is January 12th. Why? Why Florida? Not that I'm complaining. Not that I'm complaining. So yeah, Just Feel Festive is a free pattern. It is available on Ravelry. It's crochet. Hey Tootie. Hey Tootie. Toot toot toot. Toot toot toot. Hey, stop yelling at the neighbors. She come walking back over here looking all important, like I told them. You want to go in the house? Okay. Ugh. You guys like my shirt? All right. So the next 4 finished objects are gifts. And I had already packaged these up to send to my family, and then I remembered that I wanted to show them on the podcast. So I unpacked them, because if it didn't happen on the internet, it's not real, right? So first, we have this hat. Goes this way. So it's just a simple, like fitted beanie, I think, or maybe it'll be a little slouchy. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of winging it. I was winging it hardcore. I put in some baubles just because I got bored, and that's it. So this hat is for my great aunt T, and yeah, my mom was like, Kalisha, I need you to, so loud. My mom was like, Kalisha, I need you to make a hat for Aunt T. So here it is. I didn't have a name for this hat. Actually, it didn't have a name because I wasn't originally going to write up the pattern. But I was working on this at Distaff Day, which is another thing that I will have to tell you guys about. I apologize, this podcast is going to be long. So long. I was working on it at Distaff Day, and with Hannah of the Cozy Cottage Crochet, Maria of Fat Bunny Yarns, and Marisi, who is one of their awesome friends. And so I got to hang out with them, and it was really awesome. And when I finished it, I asked Hannah to try it on, and when she was putting it on, when I handed it to her, I was holding it like this with the the baubles going down the back, and all I could see was like a dinosaur hat. Like, you see where I'm going? So now I couldn't unsee the dinosaur hat. So they were like, oh my gosh, you have to call it Auntie-saurus. So now this is the Auntie-saurus hat, and I have to write up the pattern. So let's see if, I mean, my hair is pretty freshly twisted, so it should fit. Not too bad. So there is Auntie-saurus. Can't believe I'm calling this thing the Auntie-saurus hat. And I'm going to be sending that to my aunt. She lives in Alabama. Alabama. Okay. There are 2 more hats, so Kalisha's hair is going to be something special. There's a little bit of Kiva on everything. This next hat is for my middle brother. There's 3 of us. I'm the oldest. There's Aaron in the middle, and Andrew is the baby. So this is for Aaron. And I think it's going to be too big, but yep. He told me that he wanted a red and white hat. So this is his hat. I think it's going to be too big, and unfortunately I can't shrink it because, you know, it's acrylic, so it'll keep him extra warm. And then this hat is for Andrew, and he said he wanted a teal hat. Oh gosh. This one is definitely tighter, because I think this yarn, even though all 3 of these different yarns, they're all acrylic, they're all worsted weight number 4s, they're clearly different weights, like when you use them. The hat pattern that I used was, it was by Pearl Soho, and it was like basic beanie something. I'll put it on the screen. But free pattern, really simple. I just felt like I was knitting forever and a day, but it's fine. Both of the hats have a little handmade tag in. There's the tag. I got those from Hobby Lobby. And they were intended to be the kind that fold over the edge, but I just cut them in half and poke new holes in them so that I could just have the square. Yeah, let me take this off because I'm getting hot. So now I can put those back in their packaging. The dogs are barking at something inside. And the last finished object is the gift for my mom. Now, Mom, I know that you sometimes watch the podcast. If you are watching right now, I'm gonna need you to not, unless you want to see your angel early. So if you continue watching, that's on you. So I told my mom that I wanted to make her an angel for Christmas. My mom collects angels, and I made her an angel. I spun this red fiber like this. This is the red fiber that I spun, and actually I blended the fiber and then I spun it and then I crocheted it. And this little girl, she is so cute. I guess there's nothing left but to show her. Look at her little self. She's got her little halo, her little face, because I asked my mom if she wanted her angel to have a face, and she said yes, even though I personally think she was cuter without a face, but whatever, it's not mine. She has a full head of hair that was painstakingly inserted, crocheted in her hair, and then she has her wings, which are little lace wings. The wing pattern I found on Pinterest. It was one of those ones that was, it's meant to be like newborn baby photo props. But yeah. So there's her angel. While I was working on her, I had her hair pulled back in a ponytail. Yeah, but she's super cute. I'm very, very proud of her. Yeah, she's just stuffed. I kind of like how it looks like she has dreads. Yes, yes, boo, you are so fancy. So yeah, so now all of these things can go in a box and be sent off to my mom. And that, my friends, is all of our finished objects. Water break. Works in progress. I have one, and it is a hoe. So, in December, I received some Happy Mail from my friend April, and she sent me this self-striping yarn from Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns, and it's called Christmas in Whoville. So aside, I got so much joy out of all of the Grinchy things that you guys were sending me on Instagram. Like, it never got old. It never got old. So my Grinchy heart was just delighted. Delighted. But anywho, back to back to these Christmas in Whoville socks. This is the first one. Let me get all of my progress keepers turned around. And there, it did it cuff down. Were these afterthought? No, these are not afterthought heels. I did short row wrap and turn heel, and then the foot and the toe. So I of course have my little Grinchy progress keepers on here, which I'm not a little bit sad. I'm a lot sad that you can't get anymore, because I got these from Universal Studios, and like in their little souvenir shops or whatever, they used to have where you could buy charms for charm bracelets, which is what these are, and they got rid of them. Don't know why, but whatever. Maybe people aren't wearing charm bracelets for anymore. I don't know. But I wish that I would have bought more, but it's fine. So these progress keepers mark, this Christmas tree right here is marking where I was when I started training for my new job. This was day one. Like, day one of training got me to the heel. I did the heel at home, and then day two of training got me to here. Day two of training was a bit more intense. As you can tell, there was a light workout that almost killed me. But yeah. And then, yeah. And then the toe. So this is how far I am on the second sock. So the second sock, excuse me, I started the second sock probably, I think it was my second day, my second official day at my job location, while I was sitting and watching all of the videos, like the new hire videos and the onboarding stuff. So I started this one. I knit all the way through the cuff and all the way down to here during those videos. And then this was just last night. So this one has Max on it, and then a holly leaf. This is the yarn. And yeah, so this is my my work project. so far, whenever I'm sitting and like watching the training videos or at lunch or anything like that, I'm working on these socks. So I didn't check for ants first in my juice. Luckily there weren't any in there. And that's the only work in progress that I have. I have been itching to cast on something else or to start something else, but I don't know what I want to make. So as far as maker plans go, I have a question. I would like some suggestions. You're going to do this again, Lynn? Okay, so I have a question. I have what is essentially, I think, about, is this 100 grams? I think it's 100 grams after I weighed it. I can't remember though. Of single fingering weight yarn minis. These two are left over from my first Gemini shawl, which I promise is going to be released, guys. It's literally just waiting for me to push the button. These three in the middle here are all from my Dundervent advent calendar, which is the advent calendar from Caroline. And then this one is from my Wishes advent calendar. So I thought, is there an ant biting me? Oh, there's an ant biting me. Stop. Okay. So I thought it was really cool how they definitely are in order. You know, they go in a nice gradient, or it's not a gradient, but they're in a nice color progression. That's what I meant. But since they're all singles, I'm not sure what I can do with them. The only thing I've ever made with singles yarn was that Gemini shawl, and that's it. I've never crocheted with it. I've never knit with it. I'd actually kind of be nervous to crochet with it because I feel like it would unravel. Anywho, I've never worked with singles for real, for real. But through this collection and then some other gifts that I got over Christmas, I now have these and then 2 full skeins of a singles base. I don't think that I would mix them together. I think I want to do one project with just these and then a different project with those other 2 skeins of singles, because I don't think the colors really play nicely together as a whole. But anyway, what are your go-to small fingering weight singles project ideas, patterns? Help me out. What can I do with these? Because the colors look so good together, right? This one isn't coming up very well, but it's like midnight blues and different colors like that. And this one is coming up as like a white, but it's a super pale yellow, called Corn Silk by Birch Hollow Fibers. Is it called Corn Silk? Yeah, Corn Silk. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know in a comment down below. Alright, so that's the only thing that I would kind of maybe call a maker plan, is that I plan to make something out of those. Yeah. So, I've got no spinning. I literally did not spin anything over the entire month of December. I just kept looking at my wheel longingly. Shame on me. So I mentioned that I received some other gifts over the holiday season, and one of them most graciously was the Kwanzaa box by Chicken Coop Dye Works. And in the Kwanzaa box, you had a gift to open every day of Kwanzaa. And there was also a project bag and a couple patterns, and then other little goodies. Like there was a I think it's a shawl. What do you call it? Like a little leather bit that goes around your shawl that snaps together to keep it together. Cuff, a shawl cuff. There were some progress keepers that are in the shape of chickens, which are just so cute. And of course, the yarn. So I pulled out these two, which I think were my favorites out of the yarns. So first, there was this one, which is kente cloth. And it is fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And it looks like this, which those are very kente cloth colors. I love it. And then the other one that just took my little heart was, it's another fingering weight. Oh, this base is called Foghorn. And then this one is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% selena. And this colorway is Sahara. Oh, and I don't know what base this is called. So I will find out what base this is called, but and put it on the screen. But this one is sparkly. Yeah, you can see those sparkles. So I really liked these two. Like, these were my favorites out of the whole box, I think. And I'm definitely going to, oh, you know, I need to get on making something out of this because Black History Month is coming up in like 2 weeks. So I need to get a move on. So yeah, those were two of my favorite yarns from the Kwanzaa box. So that was given to me by my amazing friend Amanda. Thank you so much, Amanda, for that awesome gift and for showering me in yarn, because everybody loves yarn, right? I wish there were people in my immediate life who got it, like who got the love of yarn. I am the only one, but it's fine. It's fine. I did an advent calendar swap with Heather of Bunnyfish, and when we her Christmas Day skein was just so pretty. It's called Hummingbird, and it's by Nooch Fibers. Look at that. Oh no, it's blowing out. No. There it is. Yeah. That pink though? Yeah, right? Look at those colors, guys. I don't even know what I want to do with this, but I just want it like all in my business. That sounds so gross. I want this yarn all in my business. No, but it's so pretty. This is, it's called Midtown Sock, 7525. Yeah. And look at that label. Look at that little cat. So cute. Oh gosh, I feel like I've been showing you guys so much yarn, but there's one more. There's one more that I wanted to show you, and it's the Christmas Day skein for my Dunderknit Advent. And of course, those things, if you watch my vlogmas, you've probably seen all of those things already. But you know, not everybody watches vlogmas. So the Dunderknit was given to me by Caroline, which I've already mentioned, and this is what she gave me for Christmas. She gave me Bull and Vine yarns. I've never touched Bull and Vine. I have gone to her her shop update and just watched things sell out, which was so crazy. to be there. I think the one that I was watching, I want to say the whole thing sold out in like less than 10 minutes, which is mental, completely bonkers. But with that in mind, and Caroline gave me this for Christmas. I don't know what it's going to grow up to be, but it is her Volca base, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. And one of the things that I discovered during Vlogmas was that 80-10-10 base. Let me show you guys. This one here and this one. Both of these were from my Dundervent advent, and I sent her a message. I was like, bruh, what are these? Because I need them in my life because they are delicious. 80-10-10s. So your girl needs to save up money because evidently my hands want to use yarn with cashmere in it. So I have this. The colorway is Neptunia, and it's gorgeous. And this is actually a nice little segue to tell you guys about an upcoming make-along, which I'm really excited about, and I promise I will, wait, no, I can't promise that. I'm going to try my best to be more on top of this coming make-along than I was on top of the Grinch one. But anyway, it starts February 19th or 20th. I have to check the calendar. But the Pisces season make-along is coming back. For the second year, we're going to do the Pisces season make-along, which is here for all of you resident Pisces and Pisces lovers. I think Pisces season runs from February 19th to March 20th, roundabouts. But anything water related, ocean related, Pisces colors, which are like your watercolors, blues, watery greens, some purples, if you can, cool colors, patterns that are Pisces zodiac sign related or fish related or water related. Y'all know how I like to give you guys a basis for your make along requirements and then let you guys run free. So I'm really excited about it. I had a lot of fun with this make along last year, and yeah, I'm excited to do it again this year. And I think this might have to be one of my projects, although your girl does have a lot of yarns that can fit into that box. So I will be putting out the graphic with the dates and everything like that in the next coming weeks, so you guys can start getting your projects together, getting your ideas together. Yes. But anyway, this is just so squishy. Ugh. I love it. It's so pretty. I need more hands. I need more hands. Yeah. And that is everything crafty that I had to share with you guys. So we will go on into life and whatnot, which basically I'm gonna go from like exciting things to like the most exciting thing. So first exciting thing, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before that, which I think was the third or fourth, whatever. I went to Distaff Day, and Distaff Day is kind of a fiber gathering that happens in Orlando. I've never been because it is a Saturday and I'm normally in church. But this Saturday this year I decided I wanted to go simply because my friend Hannah was going to be there. And Hannah is the host of the Cozy Cottage Crochet podcast, and she is amazing. But I'm sure you guys already know that because she's amazing, and you probably watch her already anyway. And if by some thing, you don't watch Hannah yet, do yourself a favor and go check her out. She's hilarious. And I'm always laughing out loud when I watch her videos. So, hi Hannah. So yeah, I got to go to Distaff Day. I got to hang out with Hannah and also Maria of Fat Bunny Yarns and Marisi, who is also one of their friends. And we had a good time. So Hannah and I'm saying like this because this is how we were sitting. Hannah was on this side and then Maria was over here and Marisi was over here. Hannah and I are the only ones who have like podcasts, who do videos and stuff. Maria and Marisi are on Instagram. So it was really funny to watch them watching us whenever people would come up and say hi, like, hi, I watch your videos, blah, 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 blah. And it is a really weird experience. Especially like for someone, like to meet someone who watches my videos because it's like they know me because I'm putting myself out here. Like I tell you guys about what's going on in my life. I tell you guys how I'm feeling. If I'm having an up day, hooray. If I'm having a down day, it's garbage. But I share that with you guys, right? So it's like you guys are really getting to know me. And then when I meet you guys out in public, I'm just like, hi, I'm a stranger. So it's a weird dynamic, but it's also a really cool experience to have, to know that I've got all of these people out here who are cheering for me. And I will get to that also in a second. So Distaff Day was a lot of fun. Hannah and I went on a food run. We went to, where did we go? McDonald's. And just the banter between us in the car was delightful. It was just really good to hang out with her. I need to make sure that I get over to the St. Pete side of Florida more often this year. That's going to be a goal. Yeah. I didn't buy anything at Distaff Day because clearly Kalisha needs no more yarn. No more. But I did get a super awesome gift. And I showed it to you guys a little bit earlier. So this mug, it's like one of those enamel mugs. And Hannah gave this to me. This was my Christmas present. And it says, I'm as cuddly as a cactus. I love it so much. And see, it had juice in it, which I can't drink now because there's ants swimming around in it. These ants are just disrespectful. Drink my water then. So yeah, Distaff Day was great. Great. Also, I saw Hannah's Gramps cardigan in real life, and I kind of want to make that pattern now. I kind of want to do that. The next big thing, let me see, was there anything else I wanted to mention before getting into this last thing? I don't think so. So, again, if you watch Vlogmas, you would know that I started a new job. So, I have been wanting and needing a new job for so long. And at least solidly been looking for a job for, it's been more than a year. Because I know for a fact, last Vlogmas, I was talking about looking for a job. And then this Vlogmas is when the job finally came through. But, oh, let me shift. Ooh. My hips started hurting, sitting cross-legged. Anyway, so I've been looking for another job for a really, really long time. And just putting in applications and just putting in so many applications and just looking all like, ugh. I hate searching for a job. And I'm sure there's nobody out there who really enjoys looking for a job and going on interviews and like, you should hire me. You know, I don't think there's anybody who really gets down with that. Like that's their jam. If you are that person, please tell me how you became that person. But for me, I ended up fighting a lot against like anxious Kalisha mind. We're just going to call it anxious Kalisha mind, because every time I would put in an application, right, and if I don't hear back from them, or I get a rejection email or whatever like that, it just kept piling on me like nobody wants you kind of type deal, right? So I was really doing a lot of praying, asking God to help me to be, one, content in where I am, so that I don't like drag myself down into that nobody wants me, everybody hates me, I guess I'll go eat worms kind of life. But to be able to continue in my job, which was at the studio, to continue there, to continue being the best that I can in that position, and putting forth like my best effort in that space, right? And there were so many points, like I'm trying not to get into it. But whatever. So the manager that I worked with originally when I started at the studio decided that she didn't want to be manager anymore. She was going to go back to school, do all this other stuff. Great. You better yourself. It's cool. And then she ends up coming back to the studio this year. So it was really awesome to have her back in there because she's a really good manager. When she got there, she asked me if I would be willing to be her assistant manager, to which I was like, sure, you know. And so what began as, sure, I'll be your assistant manager, and then she started kind of showing me the things that I would have to do, and kind of grooming me into that position before I was actually in that position. Weeks started passing, and I'm like, hey, has there been any like update on me actually being promoted? And she was like, well, we're waiting on the district manager. So then she called the district manager. The district manager said, oh, we're waiting on the regional manager. The regional manager was new, so now she's got to get acclimated to her position, and so we're blah 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 blah, which basically all of that meant Kalisha is waiting longer and longer and longer for a promotion to the job that she was essentially kind of already doing. So then I had a new conversation with my manager, to which she tells me that the regional manager has decided that our studio does not need an assistant manager. And that, my friends, is how I found out that I was not going to be promoted to assistant manager. It was a really rough day when she told me that, because I felt the same kind of feeling of being dragged along as I felt last year. And I thought to myself, well, come January, when the Christmas rush is over, I'm out. I was like, either I'm going to have a new job, or I'm going to be working full-time for Quirky Monday Crafts on Etsy. And I feel like getting to that place where I was just ready to just walk out, like to step out on one of these things is going to work. You know how they say, like, taking that step when you don't see the bridge? That was me. And I talked to Lamar, my husband, and I was like, babe, what do you think about this? And he was like, do it. So I was kind of getting into my mind, because I didn't have any job lined up. And I didn't have, how sometimes you've got kind of like, I think I might be able to get a job in this area. I didn't have anything. So in my mind, where I said either I'm going to be in another job or working for Quirky Monday, I was pretty much going to be working for Quirky Monday, because there was no other job. So, when I came to this decision, I think it was like 2 days later, like 2 days after I said it out loud to my husband that this is what I was going to do. I got a text message from this is the connection, okay? Last year in the studio, I did headshots for a lady. Whenever you make an appointment in the studio, you fill out the consultation. It has your contact information on there. Her phone number had the same area code as the college I went to. So I said, hey, you from, Huntsville in Alabama? And she was like, oh, yeah. And when she looked at me, she goes, or no. She was like, yeah. And I said, I went to school there. And she's like, oh, you went to Oakland? And I was like, yep. So we start talking about Oakland. And as we're talking, we're laughing, joking. I'm taking her business headshots. She tells me that the reason that she's getting the headshots is because she's doing a speech or something for the nursing graduation. So I was like, oh wow, that's really awesome. Side note, I need to go find the book from last year's graduation so I can see the headshot that I shot, because sometimes that feels really good to see your work in places. But anyway, so she asked me, she was like, like, what do you do? Do you do anything outside of here, or is this your main job? And I told her that I'm looking for another job. I just haven't had any luck. And she asked me for my contact information and said she would look out for any openings. She works with the Advent Health Hospital. And if she sees any openings, she will reach out to me. She also asked me to send her my resume. So I did that. So then fast forward to this year. And they're like, you guys don't need an assistant manager. Good luck. And I thought, that's it. I'm done. We're doing something else. So like I said, like about maybe 2 days or so after I said it to my husband that this was my plan, that I was just going to be either 100% Quirky Monday or I was going to be in another job, I get a text message from her saying, hey, there's an opening. There's an opening. I think you should apply. It's only going to be open a couple days. Put your application in. So I was like, cool. Put my application in. Don't hear anything from them for like 2 weeks. So I'm thinking, okay, they probably gave it to somebody else. And then one day at work, I get a text message from her again saying, check your email. So I go and there's nothing in my email. So I'm like, what are you talking about? There's nothing in my email. And then I got a text message from a number that I don't have saved saying, we really liked your application and we want you to do a video interview. So I was like, okay. And I don't know if I spoke about this in Vlogmas. I probably spoke about this in Vlogmas. But one of the things that I have been telling myself a lot, especially when it comes to this particular job situation, is to shut up and show up. And the reason I was telling myself that was I kept having the feeling, or I kept hearing that negative self-talk, right? That says, you're not good for this job. They don't really want you. They're just trying to fill a quota of applicants that they have to field or whatever, but they already know who they're going to hire, whatever like that. So things that would make me feel discouraged, like I don't want to go through with it or anything like that, I would tell myself, shut up. So tell that voice to shut up, and I'm going to show up. So I did the video interview. The next day I was at work at the studio, and the HR people called me saying, can you come in today for an interview? No, I'm at work. So I set the interview for the following day. Went in for the interview. I guess it was a good interview. I didn't particularly get a like overwhelmingly positive vibe. It was kind of like, thanks for coming in. So I was like, okay, well, I have been praying for another position. God knows that I want to move. He knows that I have come to this place where I'm either going to do this or this. I'm not staying in this same spot where I am. I'm not staying in the safe space of the studio. So I thought this wasn't going to be a long story, but evidently it is. So if you're still here listening to this, thanks for hanging with your girl. So I did the interview. They told me that, we'll get back to you within a day to let you know what our decision is. So I was like, okay. Went on to work. After the interview, had to go to work at the studio. Went on to work. Rest of the day, it's fine. Don't hear anything from them. Didn't hear anything from them for the next day. And so the third day, I was like, okay, well, they were supposed to tell me yay or nay, yesterday. So I reached out to the HR, my HR contact, and he was like, oh, yeah, well, let me check. He puts me on hold, and he comes back, and he's like, well, they want to offer you the position. Oh, okay. So they offered me the position, and I am working as an executive assistant, which is essentially a secretary, but it's the kind of space that I think I would really want to be in. It's the kind of space that I have felt like I flourished before, organizing the people around me. So they offered me the job, and the HR guy was like, well, I'm going to let you think about it. You can let me know within 24 hours whether or not you want to accept it. I was like, I can save you that time. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. You just go ahead and send me the paperwork. So he was laughing and, sent me the stuff. So my first day was last Monday. So Monday and Tuesday I had general orientation with the hospital in general. And then Wednesday through Friday I had kind of orientation and getting to know the people at the university where I'm working. And it has been a complete change. Not that I thought anything would be similar to working in the studio as opposed to working at the university, but it's a welcome change. I'm very excited for this change, primarily the fact that my hours are set, and I can make a schedule. I can schedule things. There's no on-call. My schedule is what my schedule is, and I'm super excited about that idea. But yeah, man, it's been really good. It's been very stressful. I'm not even gonna act like I just kind of moseyed in there and felt right at home. It's been it's been very stressful, because there's a lot of information to understand, and I don't speak hospital. I don't speak nurse speak, I don't speak hospital speak, and while I do kind of understand the verbiage that comes from working in an educational realm, I haven't been in that space in years, so just kind of getting my mind around that. And one thing that I've noticed at this university, they use a whole lot of acronyms and abbreviations, and they just use them because they know what these abbreviations mean, and they assume that everyone else in the room knows what these abbreviations mean. Not me. So I'm always raising my hand. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is that? Okay. And trying to figure out what it is. So it's been very overwhelming, very stressful, but I've only been there for 3 days. So I'm cutting myself some slack on there. I'm so excited. I am really, really excited about this. And even more so being excited to have a new job, I am excited that I can look at this situation and see the ways that God has moved in my life and putting these things in order. And, you know, I understand that everyone that watches this is not like a believer, but for those of you who are believers and who understand where I'm coming from when I talk about having faith that God is moving things in your life, you know where I'm coming from and you know how that feels. If you're not a believer in God, that's fine. Just know that I feel like things lined up in a way that was amazing to see. And now from where I am, I can look back and see how those things, like how without one of those little instances, I probably wouldn't be in this position. Like, had the lady whose headshots I took, had she put any other phone number with a different area code, our entire conversation wouldn't have happened, because it literally started because she had a Huntsville area code. Had I not been willing to tell a stranger, yes, I'm looking for another job, you know, had she not been a woman of her word to continue to look for a job for a complete stranger and actually reach out like she said she would, had I talked myself out of responding to that text message, had I completely ignored that text message because it was a number that I didn't recognize, you know, at any point in this chain of events, any of those links could have completely broken the chain, and I wouldn't be in this new position that has the ability to set my family up in a way that is going to be much more secure. It's amazing to think about. So I am so grateful for this new job. And yeah, also my day technically ends at 4:30. I think it is 4:30. Yeah, my day ends at 4:30. That means I get off work before the sun sets. That is completely new to me. Completely. I'm used to getting off work at like 7 or 8 at night when things is about to close. Yeah, man. But I'm really excited about it. I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited. Can I say that I'm excited anymore? One more time. I'm excited. So that's everything, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me through that very long story about how I got a new job and how it's going. It's going well. Thank you for watching Vlogmas and commenting. Thank you for sending me grinchy things on the internet. Thank you for being a part of my universe. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your universe. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to tell you guys about, just that quick. So my first day, the first day of orientation, I took a selfie and I posted it on Instagram, and I was saying how I'm going in here for my first day of my first orientation class for my new job. And so many people commented, you know, congrats on the new job. You're going to do great. It's going to be a great day. I hope you have a wonderful day. Just all of this positivity, you guys are just pouring into my Instagram. And I really felt like I had a huge cheerleading team behind me saying, go Kalisha, you're going to be great. And it was such a positive feeling. Like whenever I started feeling overwhelmed, I'm like, you got people cheering for you. Like, I already knew, you know, your family is cheering for you. You know, your husband is cheering for you. Your parents are cheering for you. Yeah, but you've got strangers on the internet who you have never met and who have never actually met you cheering for you. That is freaking awesome. Thank you guys for being so freaking awesome. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and end this video because right now, without editing, we're at an hour and 20 minutes. But I mean, I said it was going to be long. I haven't recorded in a month. Cut me some slack, right? Also, the sun is creeping in. It's about to start cooking me. Happy 2020. Yeah. Leave a comment down below of something positive that happened to you. Leave a comment down below of a bright spot from December, or a bright spot from January so far, because we're like 2 weeks in. Yeah. Thanks guys for being here. Bye.